I'm Lucia. I am a dance teacher and I've been dancing for the last 15 years of my life, so half of my life. And I'm here to talk to you about dance and how it can change your life like it changed mine. So if you're here, you are probably interested in either learning to dance, going back to dance, in moving your body more. I didn't start dancing because I was so in love with dance. I was um, I was bored, and I went with my friend to a hip hop class, but I really just wanted to take up any activity. So I just randomly ended up in a class and stayed forever. So one thing about me when I started these classes, I think it was kind of a beginner group, but I was really bad. I was so bad that there was a girl with the same name as me who came up to me after one of the classes and she was like, "Do you have some, issues? Do you have some issues with learning?" And I thought, what a funny thing to ask. And I understand why she asked that because I was struggling with movements that everybody in the class eventually caught and I could not. And I just said, no, not that I know of. Because in school, I never had issues with learning. I picked up everything pretty quickly. It's just in dance, there's a huge bird outside. In dance, I really was struggling with picking up, movements. I remember some footwork in particular. So that's the story from the beginning of my dance journey. And now I teach dance, I post my videos online, and many times I get comments saying something like, my toxic trait is thinking that I could do that, or I can do this in my dreams. The girls, usually it's the girls, are writing me something like that, which is a compliment, of course, but I personally don't like that so much because they are talking down on themselves, and I really don't want people to think that they could not do what I'm doing. It's not that special, really. Now I understand if you're not even trying to do it, if you don't even have a wish to practice, yes, you won't be able to do it without any practice. So that's me when I see some crazy acrobatics. You know, I could think the same thing. Oh, I can do this in my dreams. Because honestly, I'm not gonna even go and attempt it. But I feel like if people comment on my dance videos, I feel like it's because they actually would love to be able to move like that and do some of the things that I do. And I'm here to tell you that you actually can. It's not a toxic trait. And what I do is not that special. And I'm not trying to minimize my own work. But first of all, when you see videos on social media from professional dancers, there's a lot involved, and even not have to be professional dancers. It can be just somebody who moves well or who looks good. We'll get to that point. So it's not always just about their ability to dance. What you actually perceive as great dancing, what catches your attention, is more than that. It's lights, camera, angle, clothes, the way the person looks. Some people are just, hot. It makes a difference. Of course, you're gonna see if somebody's hot and they don't dance well, but if they have not even have to be hot, but if they have body proportions that work perfectly for that type of dance, for example, it all plays a role in how you perceive it. What's the song? song choice is important as well. So a lot of things played a part in, in the final result. And I just want you to be aware of that when you start comparing yourself. So now to the next point. If you are somebody who is going to dance classes and or learning alone, and you sometimes film yourself dancing, and you look back at it and you thought, oh my god, no one should ever see this. I need you to just really remember what I just said. What you see posted, especially if it's some viral video and like you come across this video, it's because a lot of things came together, not just the person's ability to dance. Many things. For example, I sometimes know there are moves that are not easy to do, that if I did those moves, somebody could tell, oh, she's a professional dancer, because these are complex moves. There is no way a beginner could pull them off. But they just don't look that good on camera, They don't look good on camera. So sometimes I will choose intentionally moves that look good on camera and are not even that hard. So think about that. There is a lot of things that going on behind the scenes that you don't know about. All that to say that I don't want you to ever compare yourself to what you see online, and I don't want you to think if you love to dance, if you want to be dancing in your life and you want to practice and you want to learn more, I don't want you to look at somebody and think, I could not do that. You don't have to do what the person is doing. You don't have to look the same way this person is looking. I do not dance the same way that my idols in the past, people, my inspirations from when I started dancing were dancers who are nothing like me, and I don't dance like them. And it was a mistake ever wanting to be those people. Now, for my final point, I want to say, now that you believe it's possible, I want you to understand that dance, or learning to dance, is like learning a language. Going to classes 2 times per week, I don't think it's gonna work. I've been going to classes for years. I've taught classes. I've been in the dance scene for a long time, and it's just never enough. So how do you then, improve, especially as an adult, especially as somebody who maybe never had dance training, maybe not even done a lot of physical activities in their life. Maybe you consider yourself as a non-creative person, or somebody who has 2 left legs. I don't want to hear it. How do you then become a dancer and enjoy dancing your body if I just told you that you cannot do it with going to classes 2 times per week that you maybe just signed up for? I believe dance is an everyday practice, and it does come down to immersing yourself as much as possible, not becoming obsessed, but a bit, while still having your life. I think most of my breakthroughs in dance came from me doing just a bit alone, but doing it a bit every day. It came naturally to me, it came organically. I didn't have somebody to coach me, somebody to, lead me. That's why it took longer. But what I really try to encourage my students to do is, when we learn something in class, take one thing and do it for the next 2 weeks, every day, for 5 minutes. Whatever exercise, whatever move, I try and, push them to really become obsessed with just that one move, you know? Because you don't need that much. You don't need that much. And we don't need that much time to learn something, no matter how old are we. So this is my advice for you if you're an aspiring dancer. Take whatever you learn in a class, or if you learn from me, and do it daily. Do it daily for 2 weeks. The smallest thing that you can find, do it. Even if it's a choreo that you learn in class, keep dancing that choreo or that routine every day, every day, every day, every day, trying to do it just a little bit better every time. You will learn more about your body and about dance than in, I don't know, 6 months of going to classes. Trust me. Good luck with your dance. Good luck with your dance journey, and see you in the next video.